Hunting, I'm on the lookout for something. I'm lonesome but I feel alive. God love is filling up my time.
Boyfriend Dungeon is an amazing game that somehow combines dungeon crawling, dating sim, and a slice of life game all in one. We play as a dungeon fighter who battles monsters in Verona Beach, but there's a twist. The dating sim part of this game involves seducing the weapons we use. This is such an interesting spin on the genre that adds so many layers to Boyfriend Dungeon. We have to learn our partner both physically and emotionally. Mental health is everything in this game. The dialogue, soundtrack, and narrative help tell this beautiful story about insecurity and self-acceptance. Boyfriend Dungeon is also a great safe space for LGBT members. No one seems judgmental about sexuality or gender in the slightest. You can date whoever you want, including a cat. Even the incel adjacent bad guy has a sympathetic plight and meaningful resolution. All the social commentary feels relevant and significant for the age range it's catering to. There's a controversy about the trigger warning in this game, which we will talk about later in the video. So today, I wanted to break down the psychology in Boyfriend Dungeon and talk about why this game is so good. I'm very. If you enjoyed this content, like and share with your friends. Also, don't forget to hit that sub button and notification bell so you always see my latest content. We leave for the summer to go chill with our cousin in Verona Beach. This is a dungeon fighting summer hottie hangout. He tries to help us find dates while we battle our insecurities. Slowly, we get introduced to a lovable cast of characters. Fancy businessman, K-pop star, homeless painting queen, Papa Surfer Bear, creepy vampire man, Garfield, Swain, and last but not least, Bay. Things seem normal in this illustrious area for a while. Go on some fun dates and talk to some interesting people. As we connect with others more, we face our fears with the person we choose. The interactions and dialogue are so sweet and uplifting. Even our mom goes out of our way to encourage us to be ourselves. We break down our walls, completely opening up to the partner of our choosing. But good times can't last forever. We find out that Eric, the local stalker, has been breaking the weapons and stealing pieces of each one. Since he couldn't find true love, he tries to compensate by making someone who will love him. He combines all the pieces, but inadvertently creates a monster. Together with our one true love, we fight this foe. Eric learns the error of his ways and tries to reform. Summer vacation is coming to a close. We resolve the conflict in the plot, but we must part ways with our love. Boyfriend Dungeon is a great depiction of the mental health struggles people face when dating. Let's begin with gameplay. First, we battle against televisions, phones, and cassette tapes, which could signify a fear of social media or connection to someone else. The main character could be afraid of what others think about who they are on social media, or maybe they're afraid to reach out to others. But as they build more of a connection with those around them, slowly they gain confidence. Suddenly this change in behavior isn't as scary. Who cares what the others think? I'm vibing with this person. Then comes the next battle, opening up our hearts to those we love. In the second dungeon, we fight different enemies. These enemies consist of cannons, hands, martinis, and music speakers. Cannons and hands potentially symbolize anxiety about opening up. Music and martinis being ways to distance ourselves or escape from our issues. We fight through this dungeon until we eventually confront our icy heart. We can see all the barriers we've put up to protect ourselves from harm. After defeating our fear of insecurity, we can finally connect with our partner on a deeper level. I love how just from the gameplay alone, we get so much progression, starting out afraid to change and open up. But in the end, we are willing to be our true self. This is only gameplay though. Music adds so much to the mental health message. Look at the lyrics from the title screen. This entire song is a microcosm for the mental health struggles we are currently facing. It's hard for us to open up. We feel lonely. But finally, this person comes along who can break down our walls. Or how about the song Diamond? We get a message about these constant internal pressures continually mounting. So It Breaks explains how the main character is used to picking up the pieces in their life all alone. All the songs in this game have something to say directly related to the narrative. We need media like this right now. Loneliness and isolation are problems that we all face. Understanding how to open up is such a powerful skill. Now that we've gone over the music and game design, let's talk about the dialogue. The main character's plight is told in a relatable way. They feel lonely, but want to have connections with the people around them. They slowly build confidence the more they begin to make friends. The main character isn't the only one whose mental health is impacted through the dialogue. Our interactions with others uplift them as well. I love this because communality is so encouraging. When we try to empower one another, everyone's mental health benefits. Dating your weapon is weird and wacky, but it works for a few reasons. For starters, the game design shows us the significance of learning your partner. In standard dating sims, we get to learn about the characters emotionally, but not usually physically. Although both an emotional and physical connection are important in healthy relationships. By combining the gameplay and narrative, we get to experience a deeper bond with our significant other. We understand their plight through dialogue, but in the gameplay, we also learn their strengths and weaknesses. Comedy also works fantastically. There are so many innuendos about holding weapons. The last thing this pairing does well is give the characters a reason to interact. There aren't awkward random reasons to always go on dates. We gotta do dungeons to make money, so might as well bring someone along. Boyfriend Dungeon is really inclusive in the best ways possible. The game makes different sexualities and genders being accepted feel normal. None of the characters seem judgmental about who you choose to date. They might be jealous or sad, but they don't look down on you for your choices. Creating an environment in this way helps make Verona Beach feel like a safe space, which is so powerful. Many of us need a break from discrimination, and having our identities feel valid in a video game means a lot. There isn't a vast selection of LGBT games, so a quality one is a bonus. Plus, there are multiple characters who don't fit in the gender binary. Sawyer feels like a pretty good representation of myself in a game, with some differences, which is something I don't feel like I've ever had before. A lot of dating sims are cis-focused, and representation in this space is important. Every character seems interested in getting to know who you are. They aren't as concerned with what gender you identify as, or your sexual preferences. We also get so much freedom as players. By not working in traditional confines, hair color, eye color, outfits, all of these can be changed at any point in time. We can identify as female, but dress completely masculine, and vice versa. I think the team explains their choices well here. Hey folks, Tanya here. Happy Pride Month. Today's the last day of official Pride Month, and we're closing it out with a little post to help inspire more open-mindedness for the rest of the year. From the beginning of making Boyfriend Dungeon, one of my design goals was to let the player date whoever and be themselves, because I felt like that was something missing in the dating RPGs I was playing. I felt overly restricted, and it was freeing to remove some of these restrictions, even if it added some headaches as a designer and writer. So you can be straight if you want, or gay, or bi, or pan. And doing that well might not have been possible if our team wasn't diversely queer. I love this, because at its core, that's what this game is designed to do. To be as non-constrictive and open as possible. Now let's talk about the significance of this type of representation. For LGBT members, this game can be a powerful way to normalize our unique experiences. Someone in the closet might relate to a character in game and feel inspired to be themselves around those they love. Others, who aren't as on board with LGBT issues, can still find value in this game. Sawyer feels uncomfortable about themselves because of society's expectations. This experience can be similar for non-LGBT members. Seeing these feelings of uneasiness in Sawyer might make someone understand trans issues a little more, even if they aren't trans themselves. Everyone knows what it feels like to not fit in because of others' reactions. Representation in this way can help normalize LGBT issues for everyone. Eric is the local stalker in the narrative. He constantly follows and hounds the main character, to the point where it feels uncomfortable. Many people found the initial trigger warning about stalking was underwhelming, which I think is a fair criticism to make. Several characters act really creepy, and more could have been done to address this. Luckily, the team heard people's complaints and changed their warning in the beginning. But I think Eric's character in particular is stellar. He is similar to an incel, which stands for involuntary celibate. They believe that they will never have sexual or meaningful connections with someone. Eric is very much the same. He is frustrated with his lack of dating prospects so far. He constantly comes off as aggressive and confrontational. Eric is a really powerful way to write an incel-esque character. He slowly realizes that his relationship with love comes more for his want from power and control than meaning and connection. His character is very easy to write off. Some entitled jerk who harasses us for our attention. But Eric wants the same things we do in the game. To be loved for who they are. Eric isn't a bad person. His wants are misguided. To be clear, this doesn't mean his actions are acceptable, just contextualized. Eric acts horribly throughout the narrative. I love that Boyfriend Dungeon's solution to this problem is to go to therapy. Using professional help for guidance, he can analyze his relationship with power. Depictions like these are a potent way to humanize Eric's character. Instead of disregarding him based on his current circumstances, the writers believe he can change his relationship with love. I believe this speaks to the power of people in our lives. Without meaningful social resources, the main character might end up like Eric. They both want similar things, but their contexts change their outcome. Eric pushed away the people from his life, while we tried to connect with them. We need people in our lives who empower us. Without someone around to keep us in check, we are all capable of going down harmful paths. I always stress the educational value of the media we consume. Boyfriend Dungeon can teach us about how dating impacts our mental health, how meaningful representation can impact people in the real world, also how relationships with ourselves impact our interactions with others. These are crucial issues we need to see more in gaming. Even though summer is coming to an end, and we must all leave Verona Beach, I'm sure we'll be back someday. Goodbye, my love. Let me know down in the comments what you think about Boyfriend Dungeon. How did the representation or messages in the game impact you? I'd love to hear from you.